Hello, welcome to another episode of Chaotic Torture RC. This is going to be another Tech Tip Sunday. Last Sunday I showed you all how to remove anodizing off of aluminum using Easy Off. Well, in today's episode, what I've got here is the bedside off of a Tamiya Clodbuster, hard ABS plastic. I had painted it one time, and then I taped it onto the chassis to be held, and as you can see there's kind of a line right there where the tape held it. I'm just going to show you an easy way if you painted your hard bodies and you don't like the way it turned out. An easy, safe way to remove your paint using, once again, Easy Off oven cleaner. What you're going to do is apply a nice coat evenly through it. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm doing this outside again because, once again, this is something, it's got a chemical, it does smell. Let me go ahead and spray this. And then I will take a toothbrush and just rub it all in good. Be sure that I've got it applied all evenly, and then I will take and hit it with another coat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that sit for about 10-15 minutes, just like when I was removing the anodizing, and then I'll come back to it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording process for right now, and then I'll come back and I'll show you all the progress that it's making. Alright, welcome back. Now, after letting the Easy Off oven cleaner sit, I'm now just going to scrub with the brush here. Uh-oh, starting to see some of the factory white under there. I'm going to take a rag and wipe it. And as you can see, the black paint's coming off. And there was blue underneath of it too. It's coming off. Let me take, and I still got my old bucket of water from the last time I was doing the aluminum anodizing. Rinse it off. You can see some of the paint there. It's actually just washing off now at this point. Should have set my camera up on a tripod so I could use both hands. And as you see, about 98% of everything's off. I've got very little paint left. What I will do is reapply another coat and let it sit, and then come back and show you all. But for what little I've been doing, this is taking off the black, the blue, and this was primered gray before it was painted blue. So I'm going to hit it one more time. Don't have to go as hot heavy. My hand's a little slick from Getting the towel wet. And I will let that sit, and I'll come back in about another 5-10 minutes and see where we're at with that. Alright, welcome back. It's been sitting for a little bit longer now, and I'm going to take and... It's hard to do all this one-handed. I still should have done the tripod thing. And then I brought me another rag out here to wipe with. I always use old rags because this is chemical stuff that I'm messing with. You don't want to end up getting this on good stuff. As you can see, the paint's just wiping off. You can see the paint on the rag there. Sorry for the odd camera angles. Like I said, I should have set a tripod up. Didn't think about it for today. I do have a new tripod though. Anyways, as you can tell, 99% of everything's gone. A little elbow grease while rubbing this will finish the rest off. I always do a light sand with a Brillo pad before I paint. Not anything that's going to score or gouge the plastic, just a light sanding. That way the primer has something to adhere to. So I would say when I do the Brillo pad on it, that will remove what little residue's left. But compared to all the black that was on before I started, you can see that it worked as it should. Didn't soften the plastic up. I will say use with caution, as not all plastics are created equally. This was a Tamiya body, so always stay close when you're doing it, monitor it, poke at it, be sure your plastic's not getting too soft. If you notice your plastic may be getting soft, it could be a different chemical compound of plastic, or if you're not using the Easy Off, if you use a off-brand like I've tried this, it's terrible. The Great Value fume-free stuff doesn't work for crap. Use the Easy Off, pay a couple dollars more for it, but it works. As you see, the paint's gone. I got a few spots, but once I hit it with the I said Brillo pad, I should have said Scotch-Brite, the green pads. Once I hit it with that, the little bit of residue that's left will be gone. Just use caution when you do this. Stick around and monitor it. It's not really a timely process. It comes off fairly quick, surprisingly. And depending on the type of paint you used, some things may vary. But I've used everything from acrylics to enamel-based paints, and I've got the same result. The Easy Off is taking it all off. Didn't have to sand it. I don't mind sanding, but you don't want to sand too much, because like where you got contours and detail, you don't want to sand that away, and then you have to use a more abrasive sandpaper, which is going to leave your heavier gouges in your plastic, which you don't want, because then you have to go back and finish sand your plastic, get rid of the gouges. And the more sanding you do, the more material you're losing. The more material you're losing, the weaker and thinner you're making your product. So I prefer to use this. I will say that I have used other chemicals to try to do this. I've done the .4 brake fluid method. Took forever and didn't always work. I've tried it with Lexan. Didn't work for me with Lexan either. Easy Off and Lexan, it will work, but it makes the Lexan brittle, so don't mess with it. I've got a tutorial video that I put up using nitro fuel with paint removal on Lexan, and that worked just fine. So for now, I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to call this video done. Is this my complete finished product? No, I will hit it with the Scotch-Brite pad, clean all that up before it gets primed and painted again in the near future. I just thought I would make a tutorial to show you all how to remove paint the easiest way. Be sure to do it in a well-ventilated area, or to do it outdoors, because not only do you have the chemical of the Easy Off oven cleaner, but you have the chemical reaction of it softening the paint up. You won't see no actual fumes or vapors, but you can smell it. It's there. I wasn't wearing gloves. I should have wore gloves this time because I was more hands-on with it than what I've been with some of the other things I've cleaned. It left a very weird, oily, slick residue. Dawn dish soap, went and washed my hands immediately, cleaned it up. It did, the stuff did dry my skin out real bad, but I'll deal with that later. Please comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I know I've not put a whole lot of videos up lately, but I am going to continue doing the Tech Tip Sundays on a regular basis. I've got videos that I'm working on. I just have other stuff going on right now. I'm setting up more stuff in my studio, changing my computer configuration, working with my editing software. Thank you all and have a good weekend.